Since the earliest of times, the heavenly bodies have served mankind as timekeepers and navigation markers. And though ancient man is generally considered to be more primitive and less evolved than modern-day man, they understood the movement and the location of the heavenly bodies extremely well. So well, in fact, that they even erected structures such as Stonehenge in England in order to calculate the progress of the different seasons. Indeed, cultures such as the Native Americans understood the timekeeping component of the sun and harnessed it by using a compass which had 4 cardinal points marked by the position of the sun at sunrise and sunset on winter solstice and sunrise and sunset on summer solstice. Ancient man, particularly sailors, also understood the importance of the stars as navigation markers. For example, in the northern hemisphere is the constellation called Ursa Minor. The bright star on the end of the tail is called Polaris and marks the location of the North Pole. In the southern hemisphere, there is no star to mark the pole's location. However, extending the long axis of the famous Southern Cross constellation 4.5 times reveals its approximate position. Ancient cultures also observed that while certain stars are fixed, others move. While some move night to night, others move over longer periods of time, such as weeks, months, or even years. The Greeks called these moving stars wanderers, and is where our word planet is derived. It was also discovered that the sun, moon, and stars followed a certain path throughout the sky, what we now call the plane of the ecliptic, and that the annual cycle of the seasons corresponded with a complementary cycle of fixed stars. Identifiable groups of fixed stars, or constellations, would move slightly each night and complete one whole circuit of the heavens in concert with the progress of the sun through the seasons. They eventually divided these background stars into 12 houses, now called the signs of the zodiac, and plotted the movement of the sun, moon, and planets through these houses as a way of describing the progress of the seasons. Eventually, with the invention of the calendar, this method became less popular, although some still use this technique today. The truth is that the intelligence of these ancient astronomers greatly confronts the theory of evolution, which asserts ancient man was primitive and less evolved. The Bible, however, promotes that God created man fully formed and at full capacity on the 6th day of history. Further, while naturalism and evolution have no basis for explaining why the celestial bodies function as timekeepers and markers, the Bible in Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 records their establishment for these very purposes.